Oh, here we go again with another room divider. Battery exhausted, she said. I'm fucking exhausted. My name's Paul, this is Milehousestudios. This is a Chibson guitar video. It's got an interesting story. The thumbnail is not clickbaitage. But every thumbnail is clickbaitage, isn't it? To some degree. But there is an interesting story that I'm going to tell you. I'll let it unravel in a completely unplanned way throughout the video. First things first, bit of history. I bought a couple of Chibsons off a mate many moons ago because he didn't know what to do with them. They were a bit shit. They needed a lot of setup work. I needed guitars to set up on my channel at the time because we were growing. And I knew, at least back then, Chibson videos were very popular. All right, I knew they would get lots of clicks, and they did. They brought lots of people to the channel, to my bullshittery, and it worked a treat. It was a fucking good plan. With it came a lot of people that don't like Chibsons. I don't disagree with you. So I'm going to say that at the onset of this video. I do not agree with guitar forgeries, importing fake guitars. The reason being, and this is what I've learned, I'll take on board everything people say. If someone wants to buy a Chibson, I don't give a fuck. You do you. That is my mantra. This is the mantra of the channel. I'm not going to get emotionally involved in other people's life choices. There are too many battles out there for one brain to get his head round. So I'm not going to waste the limited space in my noggin. However, someone did say to me, in fact, a few people have said to me, it's all very well people buying these, knowing what they've got. There are nefarious people that sell them off trying to get loads of money for a fake guitar. That'll happen no matter what in every walk of life. And I always said to people, and I'll say to you now, the best defense you've got about that is knowledge. Buy your guitars from a reputable place. Have a bit of knowledge in your back pocket. You can tell by poor metals on bridges and stuff like that. The one thing that people said to me that I have to agree with wholeheartedly is, what if someone buys a load of these, something happens, they pass away, sad things happen. I know that more than most on this channel because there's a lot of people, a lot of geezers going through the mill that contact me to say that they're enjoying the videos, but it's a really torrid time. People do pass away, and these guitars get sold by families not knowing what they've got. Even without the evil intentions, these can get passed off as real guitars. So wholeheartedly, from me, I do not endorse these. Which is why, since I did those Chibson videos, I must have had, in fact, I counted 20, but there's more, 20 offers from gents all over the world to send me their Chibsons, Chenders, Chibonez, whatever cheesy cha you want to put on there, all right? Because they're from China, just in case you're watching, Trevor, you thick fuck, and you haven't figured out where the cha comes from. I said no, I don't want to be known as the Chibson man. But then, this geezer sent me a message. He's going to remain anonymous. I bought a guitar off him many moons ago. I said I'm going to review the guitar on YouTube. He thought, who's this knob? Couldn't give a shit. Since then, he's realised that the channel is actually relatively popular for whatever reason, and probably because I say things like cunt and weasel. Oh, I should change my sign. Et voila, I'd make hell of a good nursery teacher, wouldn't I? What's clunge batter, miss? Well, ask your mother. Now, so this geezer, who will remain anonymous, said I've got five fake Chinese guitars that I've bought from eBay. I said, well, you're off your fucking pickle then, mate, because that's silly. Before I tell you what this geezer's done, I'm also going to say to you, don't try this at home. If you do, it's on you, all right? I'm not saying go and do this, but there's a fairly good reason why I'm telling you what he did. Just so you know, in this video, I'm going to work on this, get it playing, make it lovely, sell it for charity, all right? I know we can't sell fake guitars. I've thought about defacing the headstock and changing the name. I even bought this. You can buy Chibson decals. I bought some. Can you see that? Are you focusing on that, Dave? Doing what you do? I bought some Chibson decals, but they don't cover the Gibson one very well. I would have to sand that headstock, take it all apart, put that one on there, flash a load of clear on, buff it up. I can't be fucking bothered with that. It's a Chibson. So what I've decided to do, because I don't really want to, there's no point needlessly ruining the look, but what I have done is I have laser engraved the word fake on the back, all right? I was going to say fake as fuck, but someone young might buy this, and that is burnt in about 1 millimeter into that finish. Someone would have to completely refinish this guitar to get rid of that. So I've done my bit, all right? It says fake on it. I've branded the fucking thing, but I will go through a few tips today on how you can tell that this is fake. The first one being that these fake Grover tuners, that low E, there, right? That is slack, there. That's doing nothing. We snapped the switch tip, so I've got to put a new switch in this one. So that's one thing that's going to feature in the video. The frets are fucking really, really good. We'll check the setup and I'm going to replace that switch. I need to make sure I've got one. Yeah, we've got a switch and he's goldless. So if you don't know how to replace a switch, watch the video. It's going to be one of the rarities where I show what I'm doing with a soldering iron, because that invites more hate than nugget porn.
Come again?
And if you don't know what that is, Google it, but use a VPN. Proper eye-opener. That's all I'm saying. Woo, fuck me. Worse than the blue waffle. So out of the box, kind of irrelevant. This is pretty shit. The action's too low and all that sort of stuff. So we'll take the strings off and we'll have a little look at some of the things that I think are a bit bollocks. And then I'll tell you how this geezer got 5 free guitars. Don't forget it's raffle season, everyone. There's a link below. 3 guitars, 2 prototypes and the current build series Black Limber with a wiggly stick. Make sure you enter the links below. 50% of profits goes a man down. Can't say fairer than that, can I? Love it. If you like a particular YouTuber, not necessarily me, watch the videos to the end, comment, like, hype, that appeases the algorithm. Just so you know, a video does its best work in the first few days and then it peters off, right? Because as people like and comment and do all that interaction stuff, YouTube goes, oh, someone likes that video, I'll show another 10 more, I'll show another 100 more, and it'll appear on their home screen. That's how it works. That's how the algorithm works. It shoves it in people's faces if it thinks you like it. YouTube only wants to show you videos that it thinks you will watch, because it wants you all to be mindless fucking drones watching videos for 28 hours a day. At least you're not over on TikTok scrolling twats doing fucking fancy dances whilst cutting a cheese sandwich up. What has happened to the world? Right, so this bridge, I mean, you can tell straight away, right, there's sharp edges all over it. There's nothing written on there. There's no maker's stamp. It's very skinny. It's very small. It's very poor quality. Oh, will it stop the vibrations going into the body? Well, after you've turned up your fucking dirty amp and you're playing through a tube screamer with delay and you're in a pub or whatever and you've got tinnitus and you can't hear fuck all, the make and manufacture of that bridge is not going to affect your life. All right, so come back down to earth. It doesn't need to be £180 worth of Tone Pro's fucking bridge. So incidentally, this is a Geico bridge, all right? Middle of the road, not particularly expensive. It's got rollers on it, so everyone thinks it's a little bit better. Whether it's a little bit better, no one really knows. All right, the quality-wise, even between that and that is fucking night and day, all right? So if you're going to upgrade things, I mean, just check the distance from your posts, check the width of your posts, and check that whatever you're taking out of here, you can get out and you can, do you know what I mean? Not everything is interchangeable as much as you think it is. I'm not going to put this on because it's chrome and it would be a waste of money. Sorry, jizz. Now, the frets and the way that these are done, this is very much Chinese guitar way of doing frets, all right? Most of these necks are generic. They're coming out of the same factory. No one will be able to tell you what factory, all right? There's so much bullshit out there. The mythology of the Chibson. Don't even bother yourself, all right? But this style of fret, semi-hemispherical, doesn't quite go to the edge of the binding, looks very tidy, feels great because it's not interacting with the edge of the fretboard, and this neck is plenty wide enough because it's Gibson. It's like baseball bat stuff. This binding is sharp as fuck. That's not very good, so we're going to sort that out. But the fret ends and the way that that is done is not how a Gibson looks. This style of Gibson will most likely have fret nibs, most likely, not always, whereby the binding will come past the edge of the fret. It doesn't always, but when it doesn't, these frets will go, they'll have a chamfer, a straight chamfer, and they will go to the edge of the binding, all right? So that's one thing that you can check. I'm fucking showing you everything today. One thing that can make your machine heads misbehave is the fact that they're not tight. And I'll tell you what, they hardly ever are. Pretty shake that. Right, let's get that one off. The listing for this is live on eBay now. That's how I work with my videos. When people donate guitars, 100% of it goes direct to charity. And through eBay, it's normally St. Luke's Hospice, which is a local palliative care hospice. My mum died there in the late 80s with a shred of dignity afforded to her by the amazing people at St. Luke's. There are hospices near all of you because people are going through the same shit. So without putting a Debbie Downer on it, that's where the money goes to when you donate guitars to me. It's fucking awesome. I love it. I run for them. I do the half marathon. I do all sorts for St. Luke's. It was dear to my dad because it was so important to him when my mum was going through that. So that's why it's there for me. Go and do something for charity, folks. Put yourself out there. When I say on a video I'm selling a Chibson, people go right on there, even people that have watched the videos, and they report the listing. So I'm not reporting this as Chibson. And for you assholes, just bear in mind this is going to charity, and I've fucking stamped fake on it. All right, I've burnt fake on the back of it. So hopefully that's enough to appease you, and you'll let it fly. But yeah, apart from that, I can't do much more, can I? I don't want these guitars to go to waste. So in here is our truss rod. We are going to need Alan. There he is, the little bastard. Get out your not straight edge. When you've taken the strings off, you've lost the tension on your board. So it's going to back bow like fuck. So I'll straighten it up. Pretty good. Right, we'll have a little check for cheeky rockers. I think there are a few. And then I will tell you how this was free. And we're basically seeing if this will rock on the middle one. And it means that in relation to those, that one's high. That's got a little rock. So we'll give them a little tiny tap. You don't have to buy an expensive brass hammer. This one's from Crimson. There's a link below here. You get 10% off. I don't get anything for that, but I prefer you guys to get the whole 10% because it's more useful to you, innit? Crimson send me some tools in the post and a few treats here and there. That's way more exciting. I like getting presents rather than kickbacks from your money. So it's all yours. If you're going to get some tools and you want sexy tools, get them from Crimson. You don't have to get a posh, expensive hammer though, but you do have to make sure it's brass. Brass is softer than this metal, even the Chinesium fret wire, which is sometimes where they skimp, is still going to be softer than that. If you use a normal steel hammer, you're going to fuck your frets up royally, all right? See, that's a giant rock there, gigantic. Give him a tap. Oh, he's gone. When you do tap down a big rocker, then go back a step and just make sure that you haven't made another one. But he's all good. These frets just haven't been seated from factory. They've been tapped in. They haven't quite received the amount of love that you need. So it's not that they've popped out in transit most of the time. It's the fact that they've never been sat in. So when you do tap these in, they're not going to come out again in a week. I get that comment quite a bit. How do you know they're not going to fall back out? Well, I've just fucking told you, Trevor. Not bad at all. We'll give them a quick polish with the Fretilizer. I'll whiz through that. If you've not seen one of these, there's also a link below for the Fretilizer. And it's just a polishing system. 1500 right up to 8000. And it will turn your frets into mirrors. No need to mask anything off. No need to mask anything off because it's a dry system. And we all love going in dry. No need for that innuendo, was there? But I'll pop them in and I'll leave it in the edit. But before I do that, let's talk about why this was free. Finally! That's why you're all here, innit? That's what the thumbnail is all for. And someone will put in the comments, oh, 5:30, that's when he gets down to business. Banter starts at 0, you cunt, all right? So fuck off. When you buy a guitar on eBay, if there's any issues, eBay will side with the seller 99% of the time. They do not mess around. Out the door, the buyer gets shafted. That's how people really take the piss. It's a great thing and it's a bad thing, all right? Make your mind up what side of the fence you fall on. If you buy a guitar from China, which this geezer did, he then reported to eBay and he paid through PayPal, double protection, always double bag it. He reported that this was a fake guitar. Immediately, almost immediately, got his money back. eBay will side with you. It's a fake guitar. They will remove the listing immediately and they will give you your money back. And the seller will be shafted. He will have to pay the money back to eBay, right? This is where it gets interesting. Most of the time, when you want your money back from someone, you have to return the item. It is illegal to export, which is the whole point of this. It's illegal to export a fake guitar, any fake goods. So you will not be made to send this back. You won't be made to send it anywhere because PayPal don't want to be dealing with disposing of fake guitars. So you just keep it. So you can buy it, get it, report the listing, it's fake, you get your money back from eBay, and that's what this gent has done. If you go and do that yourself, that's on you. One of these could get caught at customs. You might just lose everything. You might not win the case. eBay might have clamped down on this. He got the last one of these a good few weeks ago, so it is fairly recent. Why am I telling you this though? Before you go, you're trying to make everyone buy more Chibsons. I'm not. I don't like the fact that you can buy these on eBay in the UK. And there's fucking loads of them. Loads of them. You can always tell because the listing doesn't show the headstock. The easiest giveaway, right? But people still buy them. I don't like the fact that you can buy them on eBay. And I think it's massively lazy on eBay's fucking part for not really fishing out all the fake shit. You've watched enough Trogley videos of showing you all the reverb hacks and all that sort of stuff. People sending you a dildo in a box and it's not a guitar and all that sort of stuff. So I'm making you aware of a scam. The reason I'm telling you of this is because I'm hoping eBay will do something and stop allowing the sale of Chibsons on the site. Again, if you see them on there, you can report them. People do it to me when I sell it. This will have been reported about 50 times. I've stamped fake on it, you prick. I can't do more than that. These have been sent to me. It's no point wasting them. We might as well sell them and give the money to charity. So there's some good coming out of it. There's no point throwing it away, all right? Someone's been paid the rice to make it. That's not true. So that's why I'm doing it. So between a rock and a hard place, I sit firmly on the fence with the post right up my sphincter. I don't care if you buy them. I don't care if you disagree with them. You can comment below and say whatever you want. You can put it in capitals like this prick, but you don't have to put the insults because I'm telling you, I agree with you. I came up with this idea, right? A double ferrule drilling guide for drilling out the backs of your ferrules on the backs of guitars. My mate James Yard drew them and we ordered them locally. I sold about 200 of these and it paid for me and James to go and do the Birmingham Guitar Show. That was the deal I did with him. So all of the profit went to go in to do a guitar show last year. I had a wonderful time. I think it was productive for James as well. I met fucking loads of you. That was paid for because it was a couple of £1,000. It was paid for by them, right? They were so popular that the Chinese have copied them. You can buy these on AliExpress now. They're about 20 quid, so about the same price as but I don't bother making them anymore. So I know how it feels, right? That was a lovely little earner for me. It was really good. It was really helpful in the early days of the channel. That was massive, right? And then someone sent me a link and they had been faked by the Chinese, all right? So I'm small fry, that's small fry, but the same thing has happened to me as it has happened to these folks. So in fact, I know how it feels more than most of you cunts telling me you wouldn't like it. Well, I do, so fuck off. Right, I'm going to sort these frets out. I'm not going to fretalise them on camera because if I've got to watch myself fretalise a fret one more time this month in the editing suite, I'll go insane. So I'll see you in a minute when we're ready to change a switch. Woohoo! How exciting is that? I might even whack it with a dildo. Right, so we're back on the bench, right? The grain of that was terrible, but these just needed a polish. I've oiled it up. Naturally, I've used a bit of the old trucker's knuckle, a bit of lore. You can search that, Google it. I don't know if there's a link in my description or not. There certainly isn't an affiliate link because he's from the West Country and he's tighter than a duck's ass. But that is made near to me, so it's near to my heart. Get yourself a bit of lore. Another little sign. Well, it's a cheap ass humbucker, a little 2-core Warman. There's no markings on it. In here you can see that this is a veneer. We all knew it was going to be a veneer. I know that the people in the Chibson groups and order their stuff from Cafe Zong, who may or may not be real. None of you agree, so don't bother fucking commenting. It's a real maple cap and the sustain is everlasting, but this is a mahogany cap. It is a cap still because you can tell by the routing internally, but yeah, that is just a veneer on there. A venereal. Stinks of cheese, and you could probably sort it out with a tablet. Right, so we'll flip her over, have a little look for the wet spot. He's terribly rude, this young man. Look, I've stamped it on. It says fake. I'm not even going to oil it. There's a bit. I think that might be spaff. I'm showing you the size of the pots, so don't very often do that. Because you know as well as I do, I don't really care about the size of the pots. Oh, they're teeny tiny. They are the tiniest of pottage. Can you see in there, Dave? Whoa, they are little whippersnappers. It didn't like being burnt into submission. All the clear coat around it is like fucking Simon Weston's forehead. Which is why I didn't do anything to the front of the thing. It's pointless ruining this guitar from the front because no one's going to want that, are they? You don't have to mark anything up because there's a poker chip on here. So I'm going to go from the top. Just, they're never that tight. You know the feeling. So we're popping, oh, the poker chip's not even stuck on, look. He's just sat there reverberating. I like a poker chip. You like poking things, Jacko, but we all know it's bums. Allegedly! I'm innocent, there's a documentary. Fuck off, innocent. What's the matter with you? Alright, and then all we're going to do is one by one, we'll change the joints over. You don't even have to think about it, really. Right, I'll do a voiceover because it's a boring bit of wiring, isn't it? Get your switch, which will look the same as the old one, and swap the connections over one at a time. Thank you very much. All the best. So before I do everything up, I'll Dave, get the way. Before I do everything up, I'll just make sure everything's working. Lovely. It's all working fine, isn't it? So I'll get the strings on. We'll get this just checked over, get the backs on. We'll do a little setup, which is going to take 4 seconds. And we'll go and give it a play, shall we? Right, conclusions. I have many with this thing. I've had Chibsons on the bench before and I've argued the fact that they're actually fairly good instruments, nothing wrong with them at all. This is officially the worst one I've had on the bench. After I cut the cameras, during the demo, I could feel a nick in a fret on the G string, which when I bent the note, I could feel that was shit. And also, I've talked about before, even though we can tap and check for rocky frets, poor quality frets, if they're installed off a reel, you'll end up having waves of low frets that you can't really detect with a rocker. This had a fucking great dip in the frets. Basically, I had to do a fret level recrown and polish, but the nick in the fret was in the low section, so I had to take a fair bit off. Luckily, they're quite large sausages, but that would have absolutely fucked you if you bought this and you didn't know what you were doing, which a lot of guys do. Now, this is a learning platform, fair play, but this had issues, all right? And it took a little bit of experience and knowledge to fix it and sort it out. Now, it's absolutely lovely. Nothing wrong with it at all. Apart from the next point, the components. The components on some of the ones I've had in the past, again, no real issues. Not the sexiest of bridges, but they're all right. This thing is pretty shit. It's the second one in a row I've had a fucking dollop bridge on. And you've just got to give them a little push back. I'll put springs on one, but you get the occasional bit of vibration from that. Tuners are subpar. They're fine. They work. They tune the strings. They do their job, but they're not sexy and you can feel a bit of play in them. The bridge is terrible. The frets were very, very bad. The pickups are not great either. So if you're going to buy this, the listing is below. It's 250 quid. It all goes to charity. It will come in a soft case and I'll post it off to you quite pronto. You'll get it this week. If the listings go live same time as the video, 4 p.m. England time, which is British summertime at the minute. Get yourself some Warman Tennessee rivals. Brilliant little PAF humbuckers. They're absolutely gorgeous. They are, that neck humbucker is the muddiest bastard I've ever heard. That was really not great. Bridge, not so bad. Very noisy. They pick up their microphonics, so all of you shuffling and snuffling around the fretboard, they're picking up, which you probably heard in the demo. So all in all, it's a fake guitar. It says fake on it. Calm down. And yeah, I don't endorse them, but you can get a free one. That was the point of this video. You can get a free Chibson, but I didn't tell you to do that. And if you get burnt on the ass or the fingers, that's on you. But either way, interesting story. There's a few of these coming up. I'll space them out. The next video I do with these will be 2 at a time. And I'm going to donate them to the O-Grade Guitarist musical charity up there. He can take them away. And a couple of amps I've got downstairs. Because he's coming down in the summer. I'll get visits from the O-Grade Guitarist. He still owes me a fucking steak.
It's out the season, man.